morning. This is 252010SM, the People versus Brendan Gibson.
Chelsea Havner on behalf of probation.
Morning, Your Honor. Jeffrey Siemens on behalf of Mr. Gibson. Today's time and date set for sentencing. We've had an opportunity to review the pre-sentence report. Same appears to be factually accurate.
My daughter was black, blue, and had blood blisters on both but cheeks. A mother stands in court and reads the damage her own partner did to their 3-year-old daughter. He beat the toddler so badly. Her brain is now damaged. She has social anxiety, fears doctors, fears police, fears humans, fears him. Judge looks at him and says, "To think of striking a baby over and over and over. It's repugnant. This is not discipline. This is child abuse. And the judge is about to make him pay."
Some things I'd like to address on the recommendation.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to hear from
Ms. Havner first or
anyone.
I know let's do this. I have this bunch here, the mother of the victim in this case, Ms. Bunch. It's a time and date set for sentencing. You have a right under the Michigan court rules or Michigan Constitution to make a statement on this case. If there's anything you want the court to be aware of prior to sentencing. Ms. Bunch?
Yes, I did write out a victim impact statement as I was asked. Would you like me to start that?
Let me yes, please.
Okay. Brendan, you've changed our daughter's entire life in a matter of minutes. You put horrible effects on our daughter's brain. It's scientifically proven that a child who falls victim to physical abuse, that their threatened stress response becomes overactive, leading to a hypervigilance, which our child is now experiencing, as well as you've altered her reward and motivation system in her brain. She now has a hard time having motivation to do nearly anything, even super fun activities. You've caused molecular damage to our daughter, which all sprouted from the beating she received from you. She has social anxiety. She is scared of doctors. She is scared of police officers. She is scared of humans. She's scared of you. Our daughter is scared in a way she never was prior to July 2025. Brendan, you were supposed to be her protector, her savior, and someone she can lean on through anything, no matter what. And you ripped that away from her. You became someone she needed protecting, saving, and healing from. You promised many people you'd never stoop this low. This girl was your absolute best friend, and you were hers. How do I explain any of this to my child? How do I fix what I didn't do? How do I help her be okay? Because you've put it all on me, and it's getting pretty hard watching my child be so sad and so confused. All I can do and actively do day and night is pray, and I will continue.
Ms. Bunch, thank you so much for sharing that. Mr. Fanto, anything?
Your Honor, just a couple things before the primary comments. And I spoke with Ms. Havner. He is required to do a parenting class through circuit court. He's had an intake, does not have a class scheduled yet, but it did an intake for that. And we just ask if he provides proof that has been completed according to the circuit court / CPS requirements, that be allowed to count for the parenting class that's being recommended, obviously providing appropriate proof. The other thing is in terms of the GED, I would ask that be a deep secondary goal. I would not want that to be anything that he has to address until he gets all his other classes out of the way. That's a lot he has to do, and he recognizes that and understands the responsibility that he needs to do that. But I would ask that the court, number one, change the language to work towards, and number two, not make it an issue until such time he successfully completes the other classes that are being required.
Right. Ms. Havner, is there anything else that needs to be added? I mean, I've reviewed the report.
Yes, Judge. No, I'm fine with working towards the GED. I know that he has gainful employment, but, you know, I do think that having a GED or a high school diploma equivalent, is important, but I'm fine with it being worked towards.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, I just
I'm sorry, go ahead.
addressing the main issue, or the overall issue. The report leans towards a feeling that Mr. Gibson does not take accountability for this. I've had the opportunity to speak with Brendan on multiple occasions, and from the get-go, I recall. And he's always expressed regret to me. And he doesn't speak for a living. I don't think anybody knows how to speak anymore, quite frankly, because they're too busy texting and don't understand context and how to talk to somebody. And he doesn't do that well. But he's complied with the circuit court and CPS. He sees his daughter every Friday for 2 hours, reports those visits.
Supervised?
Pardon me?
Supervised,
For now, yes, they're talking.
as it should be, right?
And that's, you know, that needs to be worked back through, and that they're supervising all of that, Judge, and that's appropriate. And he reports that those have gone well. He's
I have the
had,
actual reports. They did not go well.
All right, Ms. Bunch, thank you for sharing that, but let Mr. Fanto finish, okay? And if you have any closing remarks, I'll ask you at that time, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
So I think it's important the court understands that he understands this was not appropriate behavior at the very least, and that he does regret it. He does understand that he did not act accordingly in terms of the proper disciplining of the child, and he gets that. The other thing I would like to address is the 10 days forthwith. Mr. Gibson's been employed by Target Steel for 2 years. He makes a good living, has his own house. I would request that if the court's inclined to give him any jail time up front, that he be allowed to report Friday at 4. He works a 1 to midnight schedule, and then he has his parenting time or visitation with his child 1 to 3 on Fridays.
It is 11 to
11 to 1, I'm sorry, 11 to 1. I'd like to be able to do that this week, and that would eliminate really missing 2 weeks of that time. And could we approach that?
Yeah. All right, we're back on record here, so we just had a brief bench discussion regarding the recommendation for jail time. So is there anything, and Ms. Bunch, well, let me ask this first. Mr. Fanto, is there anything else you or your client want to say?
Only just as to one sentence in the thing, he indicated that it was worse to the fact just handprint marks or finger marks. He meant that in the context that, while inappropriate, clearly with the results, that he didn't use any other, a paddle, didn't use, any other item to do it. That's what, when you read that sentence, it certainly doesn't come out well.
He was saying I didn't use a weapon.
Yes.
Okay. All right, and Ms. Bunch, anything else you want to say to the court?
Yes, men are automatically born with extra muscles than women. I'm sure that we've all received a spanking in our adult life and our children's lives. As adults now, we can recollect that spanking was red and went away. My daughter was black, blue, and had blood blisters on both butt cheeks for days. She may have not been hit with a weapon, but angry enough, his hands are weapons.
Well, Ms. Bunch, I'll tell you, that's not a very convincing argument for me from defense anyway. I can't imagine
I'm not here to
using
convince
my
you of anything.
hand. No, I mean, I'm with you on it though. Like, to me, using my hand and striking
How hard did he hit her?
a 4-year-old over
She was 3
and
years old at
over,
the time.
even worse. I mean, this
Yeah,
is
and
still
how hard
like
did he hit her?
a
Because
baby.
I've been hit by him and it didn't come out that bad. How hard did he hit her?
All right, let me impose sentencing here, but I don't disagree with you. I cannot imagine using my hand over and over on a 3-year-old kid. I mean, I can't imagine using my hands on anyone.
She was screaming.
Yep, Miss Bunch, you gotta let me talk because my court recorder can't take us both down. But I'm in agreement with you. This is egregious. I saw the image. I saw the marks that were left on a 3-year-old. I just can't even imagine what you would think as a parent. Like, there are 2 people in the world that are supposed to protect this 3-year-old from harm, whether it's sexual abuse, physical abuse. Miss Bunch, you gotta let me talk or I gotta mute you. Okay. Please, I'm with you, but let me do it. Whether it's physical harm, sexual harm, verbal harm, neglect. There are 2 people in the world that hold that child's completely dependent on you. This is a baby, basically, a toddler. And that anybody, I mean, when I look at the picture, I just remember and I miss these days, and most parents of older kids will, when like kids have those like little chunky, cute baby bodies, right? And to think of striking a baby over and over and over, it's repugnant. It's beyond bad. It's bad. Like, I don't understand what you could have been thinking. And when I look at and I understand some people aren't the most articulate, even taking that into account, sir, like, I get it. I talk for a living, right? You don't. I get that. But that you said, well, that your ex is always trying to get you in trouble. I'd be trying to get you in trouble if I was your ex too, if you were beating our child in common. So, like, your lack of accountability or self-awareness that your behavior was so beyond what is appropriate for discipline, especially for a toddler. I just don't understand what could have possibly been going through your mind while you were, and this is the thing about, if you're going to use physical punishment against your kid, you're the grown-up. And when you do it, you're not supposed to do it out of anger. And I'm not saying you should do it at all, but it's supposed to be something that you do deliberately to send this message. But you never hit a kid out of anger. And when I look at what you did to her, that is clearly you had no self-control. When you did that, to hit a kid like that, you had to hit her over and over and over. And you have no self-control. And then I look at your record, and look, there's a plea agreement on this case, and there was a sentencing agreement, but I look at your record, and like, you've had 2 assaultive cases since 2020. So this is your 3rd. You had something in 2020, something in 23, and then now we're in this case. So in that short period of time, you've had 3 assaultive criminal convictions. You should be ashamed of yourself. You really should. And the damage to your relationship with your daughter, how's she supposed to trust you? Like, one of the 2 people in the world. And kids, as they grow up, they're less and less reliant on their parents. But a 3-year-old, she needs you for everything. She can't feed herself. She can't go to the bathroom without assistance. She needs help taking baths. Like, this kid needs you for everything. And I would be very concerned if I was Miss Bunch with you having any unsupervised time with this kid, because it's clear to me from this incident that you lack self-control, and hopefully your parenting classes will help you and your anger management and all of this, but like, this is a serious problem. You cannot treat children like this. They remember stuff. And you know, if you want your kids to talk to you when they grow up, this is not how you raise them. You are setting yourself up to be the kind of person who doesn't go to your daughter's wedding, who doesn't go take pictures of your daughter at homecoming, who doesn't have a relationship with her when you're old, who doesn't see their grandkids. This is the start of that. That's how you get there. Because she'll remember. And she'll be old enough someday to make her own decisions. And she won't have to see you if she doesn't want to. You have a fine of $50, court costs of $50, state costs of $50, plus a crime victim's rights fee of $75. You have probation oversight fees of $600 and a community service fee of $100 per day for a total of $50. That brings your total to $875 to be paid. You can have a payment plan over the course of your probation. If necessary, you will do 18 months of probation with no early release, and you'll report as directed. You'll do 10 days jail. I will allow you to turn in on Friday. You can work out the details of that with Ms. Hacker. You'll do 5 days or 40 hours of community service in the city of Taylor as directed by probation and provide proof. You'll abstain from the use or possession of alcohol or controlled substances unless they're prescribed by a physician. Documentation will be required. And that's for the term of your probation. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol testing as deemed necessary at your expense. You'll complete a 26-week batterer intervention program in person or as directed by probation through Pam's Place. You'll provide proof and follow all therapeutic recommendations. You'll do a 6-week anger management program in person or as directed by probation through Pam's Place. You'll provide proof and follow all therapeutic recommendations. And I'm gonna just make a note on this comprehensive parenting program in person as directed by probation at Pam's Place. Ms. Havner, I don't know what they have him doing through CPS and if it's comparable to this program that you've recommended. So if you can look into that, and if they're both the same length or duration or cover the same material, I'm okay with that. But he'll have to provide you're just gonna have to do a little looking, I guess, and see.
Yes. The one at Pam's Place is 14 weeks.
Okay.
So I will get with CPS and see
what theirs is and what it entails. Because if he went to a 2-hour class and had to, do something online, then no, he can do this too.
Right.
But if it's comparable, I don't see the point in duplicating that, except for maybe after 2 times it'll get through his head. You'll have time to complete any other ancillary services deemed warranted. You're to have no contact with Melissa Bunch or Everly Gibson unless in accordance with family court and CPS. You maintain employment and provide proof. You cannot have any weapons or ammunition. You will work towards. Obviously, I agree with Mr. Fanto. The GED, I think it's good for you. I think you should try and obtain it. But given the nature of this case, I'd much rather you work on how to control yourself. No operating without a license. And if you haven't been fingerprinted, you're to be fingerprinted. Anything else? All right, we're all set. And thank you, Ms. Bunch, for attending. I wish the best to your daughter.
Thank you. We have her first therapy visit today. Things are going to get better.
Good. Thank you so much for attending.
Thank you, Judge Shackelford. I really appreciate everything you said today.
The mother's words in court. You ripped away her trust. You were supposed to protect her. Instead, you became the person she needed protection from. Judge, this is egregious. I saw the pictures. I can't even imagine hitting a baby like that. Sentence: 10 days jail, 18 months probation, anger management, batterer's intervention, no contact with the mother or child, except through CPS. Because when a grown man beats a 3-year-old until she's bruised, bloody, and terrified for life, the courtroom finally says, enough. If stories like this, where a mother fights for her broken child and a judge refuses to look away, hit you in the chest, like this video, comment, how could someone do that to a baby? Share it. Subscribe. More raw courtroom truth. More justice for kids. Right here